What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. So today I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information on the current characters. We basically got the uniform for the April Fools for Deadpool. I recently went over and talked to you guys about Gwenpool's character, and I'm going to kind of reiterate some things inside here that I said inside the other one. Just start the video off. I hate to tell you guys, but I would not be pissed off if you're in that percentage of players who are pissed off that we basically got a weakened version of Deadpool, who's a support character for Gwenpool. It happens, and we've gotten a lot of female characters over the years who were support to a lot of the male heroes on their team, and I think this was done intentionally. I think they intended for this Deadpool uniform to be the switcheroo, where you don't have like a Gwenpool supporting, Deadpool and making him stronger. I know that's going to chafe a lot of people, especially because you've basically got a T3 Deadpool who is not good in PvP and not exceptionally great inside of World Boss Legend. Now, I said it before in my previous video, and I'll say it inside this one. The thing that irks me the most is that I see Deadpool getting a uniform before Gwen does, and I don't know that Gwen is strong enough to stand on her own without the leadership support from the Deadpool character. That's the way I see it. Now, I could be totally wrong about that. You can watch Cynic Alex, you can watch Beast Mode, you can watch Moonbro. Those are some of my favorite content creators who are creating a channel. I haven't seen Forgo create in any Marvel Future Fight videos in quite a while, but that was another one that I really enjoyed watching. But let me get into talking about this thematically for this uniform. I am upset that the fact that the character is not capable of standing on his own, especially meaning that you don't have very much uses for this character outside of, playing him in a support leadership role for Gwenpool. I don't like Deadpool inside the PvP meta right now. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get to use him inside PvP, but the sad part is that he's now not going to be usable or, in PvP or inside PvE with this uniform, because you've taken a T3 away completely. I don't know of many T3s that are going to be in that. I mean, I don't think he's still as useless as like Molecule Man, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at the character overall. Now, the difference that I think is going to piss off a lot of people in terms of talking about his strength is talking about his uniform and leveling up his uniform, right? Because essentially now you're purchasing a uniform for Deadpool who is, watch this and see what I'm talking about. So I want to upgrade this uniform. He's a native T2 character. That means it's taking other resources in order for me to level up this character. Now, luckily, it's just, Phoenix Feathers and Mcron Shards, which you should have in droves, but that hurts that you're legitimately got a native tier 2 character who is that much weaker than the current character and than his free-to-play counterpart. Like, you are required to do quite a bit to get Deadpool leveled up inside this game. So I think from that perspective, I can understand a lot of people's angst about having a T3 character who is stuck inside that position. Did Gwenpool need to be a T3? Probably not. But she's been very popular. Now, the best part about Deadpool inside this uniform is that his uniform options are a lot better than Gwenpool's, in my opinion. So we'll take a look at some of those here as I level up the uniform. So you saw that the previous one was Captain Marvel's current uniform. So that's a good sign right there. She-Hulk, that is her strongest. Why did I do an upgrade ticket? That is one of her strongest uniforms as well inside there. Let's go back to these uniform options real quick. Quasar, I never purchased his uniform, or did I purchase this uniform? I did. I must have whiffed on leveling up this uniform. How did I do that? I don't know how I did that. I purchased a uniform and never leveled it up. Don't know why I did that. Okay, you know what? She might be a paywall character, and I'm just not thinking off the top of my head right now really well. But so we've got Quasar. That might be a bad one, especially if her bios are locked behind the paywall. I think they are actually. As I'm saying this, I'm pretty sure that she's locked behind it. So that might be the one uniform option inside there that might not be good. Let's see this one. So next up, we get Wolverine Enter the Phoenix. That is currently his best uniform, so that's not a bad option either. And then his last uniform option, let's see what we get here. It does feel a little bit bad leveling up this uniform, knowing that essentially you're like, I'm leveling up a native tier 2 character, and his uniform is not great. It feels bad, but look, guys, if you've been playing this game, you know we're more than likely going to get another Deadpool uniform within the year. I mean, the best thing that they could do is come out and be like, April Fools, and do some different upgrades and changes to his uniform. Then we get Hulk Amadeus Cho's uniform in there. That is his best uniform, but it's a very old uniform. So yeah, I don't know how many people are going to be racing to level up that uniform inside this game. Can't imagine there's going to be quite a lot of you guys. So those are his uniform options. So let's take a look at his skills inside here overall. I was about to say, yo, this game just locked up on me. So I believe some of his skills are still the same. I meant to put the SFX animation on. Let's do that right now. All right. So we've got his one skill, still the same skill. I love it. Deadpool is just amazing. You know, he's just a cool character. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna throw all of the icons at you. He's like, yeah, okay. His 2 skill, throw some bombs. Nice, cool skill. Then we get into his 3rd skill over here. Not a lot going on there. Jesus, for real, for real. This is his accumulation skill. Okay, let's see what his, I think the 4th skill was called 4th Wall. Nope, Deadly Pool Duo. Okay, let me go back and look at this skill again. All right, so we've got the 4th skill happens inside. Man, that's a long ass skill. So now we see Gwenpool actually jumps in there. She actually helps him out. So a little bit different than her skill, where she just kind of stands off to the back and lets Deadpool do all the work. His 5th skill. Oh, that's funny. So he literally just takes out a bag, and out comes from the bag. It's just like cars. It looks like it's almost like every dang, you know, thing that we've ever seen. I think the only thing we're missing is the electric poles inside there. That's a funny skill. I'm gonna say that's funny. And then his 6th skill, we get somewhat similar to, like, I mean, it's still the same skill. The problem with Deadpool's 6th skill is that it just hasn't had a lot of damage on it, and it still needs a bonus buff inside there. But his skills overall, you know, 1, 2, and 6 still the same. And then we get the 3rd skill inside here. Now, one of the things I did notice from some of the other content creators, like Cynic Alex and them, is that his rotation, he's not fun to play. Now, to be honest with you, I've never had fun playing Deadpool skill rotations, if I'm being 100% honest. They've never felt like they were fluid enough for you to just be like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, they always felt kind of counterintuitive. Like, you know, it's like a mixed bag of tricks or whatever. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know, like, Deadpool's been a weird character for me inside the game overall. Do I like the pink outfit? Look, I like the fact that I get back a male Deadpool character. How much will I play him and Gwenpool together becomes a question. Obviously, I'm not going to use them in PvP, that's for sure. And could I see using them inside PvE? Sure, there's a place for them in my rotation. I've been looking for characters to replace my Sentry and my Hyperion from the play. So yeah, I think overall the character's not bad. I think the problem is that a lot of people, like I said, they're gonna fall into that rabbit hole of this character's not good and he should be better. And that's the truth, is the character should be good and he didn't deserve necessarily to take a back seat to Gwenpool. I think he could have still been a support character, a support leadership character, so long as that, you know, was how do you say this? So long as the character wasn't like, you know, inoperable on his soul self. Now, I kind of brought this up inside of the Gwenpool video, and I'll bring it back up inside this one as well. And this is a way that I felt they could have fixed this character overall. There was a series called the Deadpool Core, and inside the Deadpool Core, you basically had a litany of characters inside there. So you can see here, you basically had Lady Deadpool, you had Headpool, Dogpool, and Kidpool. And these characters, I thought the comic series at the time was very popular. It's Deadpool. A lot of people have fun. It was one of the reasons why in previous videos when Lady Deadpool uniform came out, I kind of had a complaint about that he was getting a Lady Deadpool uniform, because I felt like she deserved to be her own character inside the game. Now, whether you substitute her with Gwenpool or not, I still felt that she had every right to be her own character in the game. I still feel as if though these are characters that should be introduced into the Marvel Future Fight, you know, list of characters. Add in a Kidpool. I think Kidpool would sell really well in terms of, like, you know, costumes and things like that or whatever, especially if you gave him costume versions of him, because basically you got a chibi version of Deadpool now. Headpool and Dogpool maybe not, but what I thought this would help is that if you were to look at his skills here, right, and you were to say, well, now every character that's there, part of the Deadpool core, is inside the game. Well, what if you now changed up his leadership ability inside here and said, okay, so essentially now what we have is a Deadpool who is part of a team and that duo now. So now his leadership basically says, instead of it applying to Gwenpool, right, you then have it applied to all members of the Deadpool core. And that way every member of the Deadpool core, to include Deadpool himself, will get the increased basic damage dealt to boss types. I thought this would be good, because then it would also open up a synergy with teams where you would want to run, for instance, you know, Deadpool, Gwenpool, and maybe even Kidpool or Ladypool or whatever you added in there. Now, to get into some of the more specifics on the character and talk about, you know, his skill rotations and things like that, I've always had a problem with Deadpool's skill rotations, like I said, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. The problem at its core, though, is that Deadpool is monetized in this game heavily because he's highly marketable. So the chances are that we're going to see another uniform for Deadpool here in the future. I just don't imagine a world where we don't get another Deadpool uniform within the next year, year and a half, not at the pace that we've been receiving uniforms for him. So, you know, you have that to look forward to. Now, how much will that affect Gwenpool when Deadpool actually comes along with a new uniform and she then loses out on that 60% buff during boss types? This is the part where I feel like they've went overboard in terms of electing to do the leaderships in this way, because you basically know you're going to get another character. Will Gwenpool get another uniform in that time? Who knows? I really don't know. It's been a while since she gotten a uniform in the first place. So it is what it is. But overall, it's something that I would like to see, is if they introduce like Kidpool, Ladypool, and some of the other characters. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, peace.